Okay, other students, please put your camera on. Okay, we can start now. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and good morning for Danila. It's still morning there in Russia. Okay, how are you doing? Good.
You asking me?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I feel good, and I still didn't do my job today because I have class with you, and I'm really happy to talk with you about Russia and about living Russia and about myself, and I hope it will be interesting for everyone.
All right, that's great, and thank you for your time. Thank you for your time that you spare your time to, to have this live talk with our students. I do appreciate it. We do appreciate it. And then it's still morning there, right? And
yeah,
it
it's still
seems
morning.
to be really cold, isn't it?
Yes, it's really cold here because this city, St. Petersburg, we call this city as a second capital of Russia because for 300 or 400 years it was a capital of Russian Empire, and the city was built near the Baltic Sea and around the river bank. So it's really cold here in the start of in the end of summer and in start of autumn. So now maybe 10 or 12 degree out of my flat. So it's really cold. And I have to wear a hoodie and trousers. So yeah, it's quite cold. But not everywhere. Russia is really big city, big country, and we have really cold places as Norilsk city. It is the most northern and populated city in the world, and we have Sochi. It is most southern city in our country, where in January we have not a warm sea, but we have sea, and people may go in a shorts and t-shirts and in streets. So yeah, Russia is really a different country.
Right. Wow, this is such amazing. Well, as we know that what is it? Russia is the largest nation in the world, right? And then it has the longest railway as well. So that was amazing. So as for students, especially for grade 11, so now you are having we are having live talk actually now. And then our guest speaker now is Danila. So I think I will let Danila to introduce himself because of course he knows better than me. So Danila is my friend. He is a very nice friend, and I really appreciate it that you would like to come to say hi to our students here. And then, the students here are in grade 11, and tomorrow we're going to have the live talk again with grade 10 and 12. So the students here are approximately at the age of 16, I guess, 16 years old. Yeah. Okay, so I think we can start now. So for students who haven't, and then let's hear what Danila is to, you will be given opportunity to have a conversation. You can ask questions to Danila, and perhaps you want to know more about him, or especially about Russia, his country. Okay, now I will let Danila to introduce himself first. Okay, Danila, please.
So, as you know, my name is Danila, and I'm 30 years old, and I'm working as software developer in Java language. Now I live in St. Petersburg because my girlfriend really wanted to live sometime here because we still don't know where we want to live, and Russia may give a lot of opportunities to choose a place to live, and now we're in the search of where we really want to live. But previous half year we lived in in Novosibirsk, my home city where I was born, because I've changed my job and I had to visit an office. So we spent 6 months in my homeland city. But before that, for 4 or 5 months, we lived in Sochi. Sochi, as I've told you, it's the most southern city in our country, in my country. So my hobbies, there are not a lot of them. I love reading, love to read English literature and Russian literature, and some sci-fi and some fantasy. I love to watch not TV show but TV films and some TV serials. Uh, and I really love Airsoft. It is a kind of military simulation game when you use a kind of model of real weapons, but it shoots by small plastic balls. So we are simulating some actions in woodland and trees and valleys. So it's really fun to have this game. And in Russia, it's so popular. It's really popular in Russia. What I could tell you more about me, I don't know. Maybe you see, you can help me.
Okay, so perhaps you would like to tell us about your or I mean not origin, like your city, right? Your city is, since you're from Novosibirsk, right? Okay, maybe you can let us know the differences between Novosibirsk and now in St. Petersburg. Since now you live now there in St. Petersburg, what are like the remarkable differences between your hometown and the city that you're living now? Yeah.
So there are really these two cities. They are really different because Novosibirsk is quite new city, and it was established in the end of 18th century, and it was a city developed just to transport people from one river bank to another river bank, just to cross the river. But then when the Trans-Siberian Railway was built, the city became a central node of Siberia to transport some goods and trade goods between cities and Russia. So, and after a few decades, it became a really populated city and has grown more than 1 million people. But this city is not really pleasant to live because Novosibirsk has 4 really different seasons during the year, and in summer you may have plus 35 or plus even 40, but in winter you can have you may have minus 40 degree, and this it shuts you really because you must have 4 different sets of wearing during the year. It's really strange because after 3 months you must change your wearing because you cannot live without warm clothes in my city. And to feel this difference, when we came back to Novosibirsk in this winter, it happened in the end of January. We left Sochi when it was plus 15, maybe in streets, in outdoor in Sochi. But after 4 hours by plane, we came to Novosibirsk when it was minus 35. And it's really strange to feel this difference because just 4 hours, and you are in the hell because it's really cold there. Yeah.
Wait a second. So when you were in Sochi, it was like plus 15, still plus
Yes, plus 15 and then minus 35. It's
and then
50
minus
graduses
35.
difference.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
And
far
a lot of
differences.
snow falls during the winter. Really, when I lived with my parents, my responsibility was to clean our yard in my father's house. And you may do your job, I mean, do your responsibility, clean the yard. out of snow, and it was clean. Okay, but then snowfall comes, and in the next morning you cannot open your door because it is a whole yard was fallen with snow.
Blocked by the ice.
Yeah, blocked by snow.
By
Half a
snow.
meter of snow in one night. It's okay. And of course, after this accident, whole city stuck with the traffic jams because people cannot reach their job, cannot reach their house because of snow. And this is it. This is a real problem for Novosibirsk because we must clean our roads and streets out of snow. And I don't know how to say. I forgot this word about when the roads covered by ice, by thin layer of ice, and cars may slide by this ice, and this is
Roads
another
become so
problem.
slippery, right?
Hmm?
The roads become slippery because
Kind
of the
of,
ice.
yes,
Uh-huh.
yes. This is another problem too. But in the summer, it's not really pleasant a place to live because yes, it's not hot, but it's warm. Yes, plus 20, plus 30 is okay. But a lot of mosquitoes. It is a real problem for Novosibirsk because this place of Russia is being on a valley with a lot of bogs. And in Russia, bogs means a lot of mosquitoes. And we have special devices which kind of making some steam which threaten mosquitoes, and you may sleep when you use this device. But without it, it's not a real problem, but it's a problem to fall asleep because you
It's
hear them.
annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying. They are flying. They are making this annoying noise, and of course, they can bite you, and this place of bite may hurt you. A few days after, and it's not really cool.
Right.
Yeah,
So I can say
and
that. Yes, go on.
and what about St. Pete? This city is one of the eastern city in Russia, and as far as I remember, it's the biggest populated and northern city in the world. So there are around 5 million people here. And as I've told, it is because of the city was a capital of Russia Empire for few hundred of years. And if in Novosibirsk, the city center is covered by skyscrapers, but not real skyscrapers, 100 of floors net, 28 or so. In Russia, we have a maximum floors in regular cities around 30.
40?
30.
Oh, 30. Okay, 30
Yeah,
floor. All
30
right.
floors.
Mhm.
And Novosibirsk city center covered by these skyscrapers because it's quite expensive to build small buildings, and in Novosibirsk, and it's not so profitable. So developers, they build high and tall buildings. I mean, block houses, and have a lot of profit. But in St. Pete, because of being capital of Russia, the city center is covered by flat and small buildings, and a lot of them decorated by a lot of elements and a lot of really cool stuff. But because of this weather, a lot of local air, local atmosphere is really moist because of sea bay and river banks around everywhere. This facade of buildings kind of, I don't know, going from good conditions to bad conditions very fast. And when we are walking around city, we see a lot of buildings covered by a special net which kind of secure you from falling pieces from buildings. But this city is really cool and fancy. I mean, people who live here, they are trying to make this city nice and cool to live. They try to build their houses big and vast, but not tall, because it was a bog here, a really big bog without solid soil, and they had to put some special materials into soil to not to secure, to reinforce it, to have an opportunity to build a house, really, even a few floors, I mean 5 or 6. And because of that, city center is good and cool and fancy, but outskirts, they are ugly, really. We live really close to subway station, and just 4 subway station far from our place. I don't know, have you read Tolkien, Lord of Rings? But this book has a special place for evil forces, Mordor. And with my girlfriend, we are joking about Mordor, just 4 railway station far from our place, and we could visit a Mordor, because after a bit far from our place, the soil is solid, and developers, they could build high and tall block houses, and they look ugly, and because of that, we call those places as a Mordor. Really, it is better if you want to visit St. Pete. Don't go to outskirts. Just walk in the city center. It's cool and nice, but outskirts, they're ugly. Don't visit them.
What about the place that you're living now in St. Pete's? Isn't it fun? I mean, isn't it cool with nearby the bay and also the river?
So we live in an island. So this river, I may show you in a map.
Yeah, sure thing.
So give me a
Okay,
second.
you can, yes.
So I have a Google map. So I hope you see. This is St. Petersburg, city where I live now. This is Petrogradsky Island, and we live here in the Chkalovskaya railway station. And as you see, this river goes from this lake. This is a really big lake, Ladozhskoye Lake. And because of this amount of water and this Baltic Sea, the weather here is not so good. It's really moist and cold. And this island, and this Krestovsky Island, and this Vasiliostrovsky Island, and this one, this is an old and really cool place for sightseeing. I mean, for buildings, for temples, a lot of parks and squares. But a bit far from that, I mean, this district and this one, and here, it is all of that. It is outskirts, and don't go there. Just choose all the established part of city there. And this river is cold, and banks of this river are reinforced by special granite blocks, just to prevent its, just to prevent river to ruin houses and the river banks. Yeah, and I want to show you Novosibirsk in pictures. This one picture shows you the Novosibirsk, the city center, in the middle of winter. Yeah, this is it was a series of photos about Novosibirsk, but you may see this. This is the right part of Novosibirsk, and here you can see a river Ob, and it is frozen now because now time on this picture, it's the winter, and I don't know exact month, but it's the winter. And left part of our city, it is kind of manufacturing and production parts of Novosibirsk. It is a historical consequences, because in the right part, people just used as a living part, and left part as a docks, as a ports, and as a place for building facilities and plants and manufacturers. So there are a lot of them here, but now it's really quickly developed by living places. A lot of new districts for people where they can live. And this is a main square of Novosibirsk. You can see the opera theater and a lot of trees, a lawn with the flowers, and people, we can see they are walking in t-shirts and in the shirts because of warm weather. And I might guess that it's a day of city. We have
summer.
Yeah, in the last day of June, we are celebrating Day of City, Day of Novosibirsk, and it is kind of local celebration, local weekend. And this the exact same place, but it is a winter. I guess December or November. So you see ice figures and the place where people can use ice sliders. So this is an open ice slider place for citizens of Novosibirsk. And this is Black Sea, and this is city Sochi. And I may show you where is the Sochi is. Sochi is here, most southern city of Russia. And this is a place where a lot of citizens of Russia go to have rest and have their vacation because of a warm sea, not so warm as you have in Indonesia, but for Russians, this is a really beautiful place to have a rest because of fancy beaches and warm sea. But the main problem of Sochi, this place encircled by hills and rocks and mountains, and this is a part of Kavkazsky mountains in Russia, and this is not enough place for all people who want to visit this place. And because of quarantine, we are from Russia cannot go to most popular places for Russians to have our vacation. I mean, Turkey, Egypt, Indonesia too, and Vietnam, and Thailand, and almost all people from Russia in this very summer, they came to Sochi, and normal population for Sochi is around 200,000 people, but during the season, it may grow to 1 million of people. Just imagine. Usually you have
like
200.
times.
Yeah, usually you have 200,000 people in these three districts, Sochi, Tuapse, and Adler. But for 3 months of year, you have 5 times of people around you, and
that's amazing.
It's mind blowing. Yeah, and in this picture, this picture was shot in the December or January. You see people in jackets and caps, yes, but this water is not frozen, and I might guess this is around +10 because of wind, people have to wear a warm clothes. But this one, this is the city Norilsk, and you can see -64.
Oh my goodness, that's -64.
-64
oh
in
gosh.
the exact same month in Russia. In January, you can have +10, +15, and in the different place you can have -64, and people live there, and it is the most crowded and northern city in world. So
where is it exactly? This
Norilsk,
place
I'm a show, yeah. Just
is
feel the
Novosibirsk.
scale. We feel the scale of Russia, and
Ah,
I live here for 30 years, and time to time I cannot imagine how big is that. So this is Sochi, and this is Black Sea, and Norilsk is kind of here. Just so my screen doesn't allow me to show you this distance between two places. Sochi is somewhere here, but Norilsk somewhere here, and it is really far from
right.
any habited place in Russia. Why people build this city? Because these hills and mountains very rich for some noble materials and some useful materials as a nickel, as a gold, as an aurum. So, and in USSR, they decided to build the city here, this beautiful Norilsk. And despite of having really bad weather and really severe conditions to live, people still live here, and there are more than 150,000 people live here. Just a small city in the middle of nowhere, really. It is no railway, no roadway to get here. They just have, in Russia, we have one thing. We describe a way to get to some difficult places in winter, kinds of winter roads. In the summer, they do not exist because of terrain conditions and weather conditions. You cannot go there because of bogs, because of rivers, and some other conditions. But in winter, when everything is frozen, you can go to the Norilsk. And from Dudinka, because this city has a kind of river port in the river Yenisei, you can get by winter road from Dudinka to Norilsk. And also, and it is only one way to get to Norilsk, from Dudinka to Norilsk, and by airplane too. But not everyone, because in winter you cannot go there because of cold temperature. But in summer you can go to Norilsk by plane, but not in everyone, but only small one. I guess around 50 or just 100 people per one aircraft. And I want to show you
Can I fly, for example, from Moscow to Novosibirsk? Is there any flight
from
from
Moscow to
Moscow to
Novosibirsk, yes.
Novosibirsk?
But from Moscow to Norilsk, I have some doubts about possibility to do this trip. And where is the Novosibirsk? Novosibirsk is here. It is quite close to Kazakhstan and Altaisky Gori, Altaisky Mountains. So, and we see that the city is quite 1,000, no, not quite 1,000. It's been in the south of Russia, but it's quite deceiving feeling that if the city in the south of Russia, it must be warm. Not, it's wrong. It's cold city, and we have snow coverage in Novosibirsk for average for 6 months during the year. We have snow in our region in Novosibirsk. So, and to get from
6 months for the snow,
yeah,
6 months for the winter, let's say, and then the rest of the 6 months for the other 3 seasons.
Yeah, you're right.
Is that right?
So Moscow, the capital of Russia, is here, and Novosibirsk is here. It takes 4.5 hours to get from Moscow to Novosibirsk by plane. And next picture, I have shown you this picture with Sochi in the November, December, and this is Norilsk in the December, November. And this picture shows you the level of snow in Norilsk. You see a man, he's trying to dig up his car because it was fallen and not it. It was covered by snow, and it may happen during one night.
So that's the car inside.
Yes, it is a
It's
car.
it's like buried by the snow.
Yes,
It's
and
like
next
buried by the
picture.
snow.
Yes, next picture. You
Oh my
see
goodness.
a
Okay.
man, two men,
Uh-huh.
and I guess he is 1 meter 80 centimeters tall, and you see the layer of snow, more than
Right.
3 meters of snow, and it may fall during one night. Just one night, and first floor of your living blocks is covered by snow.
Oh my
Beautiful
God.
place to live.
That was in one night?
Yes, because it's really far
Wow.
in the north of Russia. And again, we have one separated city in Russia. It has name Kaliningrad. It's the most eastern city in Russia. And it is the kind of province which we got after Second World War. And it was a contribution from Germany. And it's the most eastern city. But the most western city, it is Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky. And to get from Kaliningrad somewhere here to here, it takes 11 hours by plane.
Wow.
11.
11 hours.
11 hours to
It's
cross
like,
Russia from side to side.
okay. It's like from Indonesia to Europe, perhaps.
Yes.
That's really far.
And when people go to sleep in Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, people in Kaliningrad just waking up. 10 hours
Wow.
difference. Yes.
10 hours differences. Okay, and guys, students, you must know that the differences between Indonesia now, our time, and especially now St. Petersburg, where Danila lives now, we have 4 hours differences. So if you see, guys, now it's 2:12, it's 2:12 p.m. in Indonesia. It means that it's 10:12. Okay, 12 past 10 in the morning in St. Petersburg in Russia. We have 4 hours differences. So it's still morning there, right, Danila? And here it's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a late afternoon. Okay, go on.
So I guess I have finished what I want to tell you. So you are
Okay.
welcome to question me.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. It's such a, what is it? It's such an amazing thing to know, like how big Russia is, and then thank you for letting us know, for informing us about the differences between your hometown in Novosibirsk and also in St. Petersburg, and what is that? The like the characteristic of each city. That was really amazing. That's really amazing. Okay, now I'm going to let the students to ask questions to you, to our guest speaker. Okay, students, now I will ask you to, okay, you can raise hand, you can use the feature of raise hand, and I'm going to give perhaps opportunity for the two students first. Okay, who wants to ask, you can use the features of raise hand. Okay, other teachers might help me to find out who's gonna ask. I think Sultan, okay, do you want to ask? Okay, Sultan, that's right. Okay, Sultan, please.
Hello.
Hello.
I would like to ask, have you been to other country besides Russia? If you are, I want you to compare it. How is it and there?
Okay,
Yeah.
I understood. I've been to several countries. First countries when I was, it is Thailand, and it was my first vacation after a year of my regular work. And then I've been to Vietnam, to Philippines, to Ukraine. Does it count or not? So, and Philippines too. So, and I love Asia to visit and to have vacation. I love people who live there, and I see a big difference between not only terrain and weather, but between people too. In Russia, we are quite hard and rough people because of severe conditions to live. But in Asia, you have really, I don't know how to explain. Really, I love people who live there because you are friendly. You know how to feel relaxed and fun with your life. In Russia, it's not. In Russia, it's kind of strange when you have relax. If you just sitting on the sofa and drinking your coffee, people may think that you are lazy, that you have nothing to do. And my father is the best example of this behavior. He cannot stay and cannot sit more than 5 minutes in one place. He always trying to do something else. But in Asia, it's really easy to sit and just have a fun, have a rest, feel this pleasure of life. And because of that, I love to visit Asia, really. And I really want to go to Indonesia. And maybe after a few months, I will go there in Bali, because now I have a remote job and I can visit every country which I want to visit, really.
Thank you. Thank you for your answer.
So Danila is a traveler. He loves traveling to different countries, right, Danila?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and he really wants to visit Indonesia, but unfortunately, because of this pandemic, he's not able to visit. You plan to visit this year, right? I mean, around this in September, if I'm mistaken. But then Indonesian's borders are still closed, guys. So Danila still cannot visit Indonesia, but he really wants to. And yeah, let's hope that the pandemic is over and Indonesian's border are open, so Danila can come to visit us. And perhaps if, let's say, if you come to Indonesia and especially to our city in Bandung, then you may visit us to our school. You will be well welcomed.
I will. If I go, I will.
That's great. Thank you. Okay, next, second questions. Okay, students, you may raise hand and then ask Danila some questions. Okay, anyone? Let me check. Oh, Aditya Zahran? Oh, Ekvara Aditya. Okay, Ekvara. Okay, Ekvara, please. Oh, guys, don't forget to introduce yourself. Okay, say your name and then your questions. Okay, please.
Hello, sir. My name is Ekvara. You can call me as Ekvara. It is my first time to talk with native speakers, and I'm sorry because my English is not good enough. My question is, I watch many World War movies. Honestly, there is one battle I'm curious about. It is the Battle of Stalingrad. Can you tell to us what the Battle of Stalingrad is from your point of view as a Russian? That's it. That is my question.
Your question is about Stalingrad and a battle for Stalingrad in Second World War. Am I right?
The Battle of Stalingrad. The Battle of Stalingrad.
Battle of Stalingrad. Okay. To talk about this question, I must show you the place where the Stalingrad was, because now the city has a different name, and this city has the name Volgograd and the river Volga. And Battle of Stalingrad, why it was so important? Because Stalingrad had a name of Stalin, our ruler, during Second World War, and Hitler in his army. They really wanted to conquer the city to show the rest of the world that German army most powerful and can overwhelm Russian army. But Russians, our soldiers, they decided to fight for every street, for every building in Volgograd or Stalingrad. And this is one phrase exists that France was conquered by 30 days, but in Stalingrad, Germany couldn't conquer just one building for 90 or 100 days. And why this city was so important, not only because of its name, Stalingrad, but because of this place. As you can see, this is a river, Volga, and this river has entrance away to Caspian Sea, and in Baku city there are a lot of oil, a place when you can dig oil, and Germany army were lucky to have this oil, and they tried to conquer Stalingrad in a way to conquer Baku next. And the Russian army understood this too, and they tried to hold the city as far as they could. And they didn't give up. They were beaten in the left part of city, but in the right part of city, they secured their borders and their positions. And in the year 1943, if I remember right, they crossed the river and made some maneuvers to cross the city from north to east, and fought Germany army on their backs. And after that, they conquered the city back and took this really important position back to Soviet army. I'm really surprised by this question. Thank you. I didn't expect such question in this conversation.
Well, yes, thank you so much. Well, Akfara is one of students who really loves history, and he knows a lot about history. So he would like to ask you about history, but I told him, like, don't worry, Danila also loves history, so he knows a lot about history. Yeah, okay. So thank you, Akfara. Okay, next questions. Oh, now I'm going to give opportunity to the teachers. Okay, so teachers, any of you would like to ask question to Danila, please? You can raise hand first. Okay, teachers, please. Anyone? Okay, anyone? Oh, Elza. Okay, Miss Elza. Okay, Miss Elza, please. Time is yours. Okay, it's a teacher. Oh, Bu Desi. Ah, Miss Desi. Okay, please.
Hi, Danila. Hi. I want to ask you a question about how the pandemic in Russia.
So now we have quite severe conditions because of number of cases. There are more than 18,000 per day, but because of our culture, we are not afraid of this pandemic. We had Second World War, we have a revolution, we have a lot of local accidents, and this pandemic it's not so scary for us. Yeah, we have a lot of people who died, but we do not concentrate on this situation. We are thinking about how we will live after and what we should do to shorten this period of pandemic. And in the big cities, St. Pete or Moscow or Novosibirsk, people usually even don't wear the mask. They wear them as you know. I'm a shower. They
like here?
Yeah.
No. You may see people who walks like that. Yeah, in shops, in magazines, in malls. Yeah, they don't use it properly because they don't care.
Okay.
And
Me
we
too.
have 3 different vaccines in Russia, but people quite afraid of being vaccinated, and I don't know why. I do not understand people who rejecting being vaccinated. And I am vaccinated, my girlfriend vaccinated, my parents vaccinated too, and people who are not crazy, they are already vaccinated, and we don't scare.
You said that there are 3 kinds of vaccination?
Yeah, three kinds.
Oh, I
different
thought it was
vaccines.
only Sputnik 5.
Sputnik 5 is admired by international society, kind of admired. Some countries admire, some countries don't. But
Isn't it
we
made by
have.
Russia?
Huh?
Is it made by Russia? Isn't it?
Is it made
I mean,
by
Sputnik 5
Russia?
made by Russia, right?
Yes, 3 different vaccines made by Russia. Sputnik 5, Chuvak, and Vector. So it's quite interesting.
What's the name?
Chuvak
Vector.
and Vector, who they say.
Oh, okay.
So in Novosibirsk, we have a special laboratory for virus research, and it's really secret and not top secret, but not really secret, but it's a special laboratory for researchers, and they developed their own vaccine against the coronavirus.
Okay, how you feel after you vaccinate?
So first dose was quite not serious, but I felt a small fever around.
Yeah.
Around 38, maybe 38 and a half, and I feel weakness in my joints. But second dose was okay, and I felt almost nothing. As my girlfriend, she didn't feel anything in every cases.
And you
And
got
my
the
parents
Sputnik
too.
5, right?
Yes,
and you got
it was
the Sputnik 5.
Yes, it was Sputnik 5.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of people say that Sputnik 5 is better than Sinovac 1 that we get, right, Udesi? Okay, thank you very much for Miss Desi. Okay, I'll ask question. Any other teachers who wants to ask questions? I'll give one more opportunity to the teachers before going back to students. All right, please, you can raise hand. Let me check. Any questions? Okay, since maybe the teachers haven't asked others. Okay, I'm going to give opportunity again to the students. Okay, students, you may raise hand and then ask Danila. Okay, Liko, raise hand. Okay, Liko, please. Don't forget to introduce yourself.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Hello sir. Good morning. My name is Liko. I have two questions. I have two questions. The first one is, why are people in Russia is so rich, and what do they do to achieve that? And the second question is, how long are study hours in Russia? In Russian. Thank you. That's my
I did not
question.
understand the first question. It was about Russians and what we what?
Okay.
Yeah, I see in Russia is many people is so rich, a lot of money
Rich.
like that.
He said
Rich?
that Russians are
Rich,
rich.
yeah, rich.
Okay,
Yeah,
why
so
Russians?
how do they get?
Why Russians are rich? And second question: what did they do to become rich?
Yeah,
Yes,
in
yes.
Russian.
So it's not real truth about Russia that every one of us is rich. No, it's wrong. It is complicated question. Why people, there are a lot of rich people in Russia. I'm afraid we don't have time to discuss all these questions. But in short terms, we had USSR period in our history, and during USSR, regular people, just a physical one, couldn't be an owner of any property. I mean, valuable property as a manufactory, as a plant, as a river port or airport, and everything valuable belonged to society. I mean, every citizen in USSR was an owner of every value in entire country. But during USSR fall, the country was split to 15 different countries, and we call this period as a privatization, when kind of social values become a private one. For example, it was for example, just imagine you were a citizen of USA and you knew that this nearest facility when you are working belongs to you in a small part. For example, 1% of this facility. But after you so fall, a few people came and told you, I may buy your part from you, for example, 5,000 rubles. And okay, just buy it. And you sold your part of facility. And by this way, a small group of people bought a lot of facilities, manufacturers, plants, airports, docks, ports in Russia. And after that, they become rich, very rich, because having a facility as your own property gives you a lot of money, an enormous amount of money. And now a lot of mines, coal mines, oil mines, gold mines even, they belong to private person. As maybe you know Abramovich, he is an owner of Chelsea Football Club in Great Britain. Deripaska, he is an owner of aluminium, almost all aluminium manufacturing in Russia. Mr. Miller, he is a primal director in Gazprom. It is a company of digging natural gas from Russia sources. And a lot of them, they just bought these resources and facilities and natural places with natural sources, and they become rich. But not only this way. We have few people who developed their own companies. Maybe you know Pavel Durov. He's an not owner. He's a person who developed Telegram Messenger, and also he developed Vkontakte. Maybe you know Facebook, social net. So Vkontakte, VK, it is just the same stuff as the Facebook, but in Russia. So he developed VK too. And Sergey Brin,
right?
Yeah, VK. And Sergey Brin, he is not a discoverer. He invented Google. He's from Russia too. And but people who have a lot of money from natural sources, they are more famous than Pavel Durov or Sergey Brin.
So that's really cool. How do they get rich?
I think
also perhaps I think also because Russian like to work hard. I mean,
yeah.
That
As
way
I told
that they can
you, as my father, he has one official job and he has another second job because he cannot sit in one place. He has to do something to not be bored by anything else. He must do something, but with his arms, his head, his mind, and he's professional plumber. And because of severe condition in Novosibirsk, plumber work is really required in Novosibirsk.
So it means that is it quite common that people usually have like more than one job because they usually
it's really usual for Russia.
It's common. Okay, what about the second question, Liko? What was it about?
How long are study hours in Russian?
How long do we study?
Yeah, well, I think you mean for high school, Liko? Is it for high school?
I may explain like high school. I may explain the whole system.
All right.
In Russia, we have elementary school for 3 years, and after graduation from elementary school, you are going to the middle school. Middle school goes from 4th grade to 11th grade. Means 11 years in the school system, and after school system, you may choose go into a middle high degree or high degree. And high degree means you must go to university or institute or some colleges. not really. There are not a lot of them, but a few of them may give you a high degree. But if you have chosen to go to middle high degree, you may go to college and have your degree. And at uni, you must be taught for 4++2 years. It means 6 for engineering specialties, engineering profession. And in the middle high degree, you must be taught only for 3 years and have your profession. But in the medicine, it is more than 9 years of studying to become a doctor.
That's such a long time, such a long period to be a doctor.
Yes, but to become engineer, you must spend 6 years.
So you spend 6 years?
No, I didn't. I didn't even spend 11 years in school. We have kind of, I don't know how to say, we had some disturbance in our school system during my childhood, and I skipped 4th grade. So I graduated from elementary school after 3 years, and then applied to 5th grade in middle school. It means 10 years. And at my 17, I not graduated.
Did you enroll to university?
Yes, I enrolled to university and spent 5 years.
5 years, okay, until now you become an engineer, right?
Yeah.
Engineer in IT. All
no.
right.
IT, I self-taught in IT, so my main profession does not belong to IT sphere at all.
So your field is that?
My field, how to say it in English? Manufacture
industry,
security or manufacture safety. I supposed to be an engineer who keeps work and production processes safe and peaceful for people. To develop new technologies, to develop new attempts, how to do this or that as more safety as it possible. But I didn't enjoy it and changed my job.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Okay, thank you, Liko, for asking the question. So I'm going to ask another opportunity to other students to ask questions. Okay, please. You can raise hand. Ayun. Okay, Ayun, please.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Oh.
Yeah, my name is Ayun, and I have a question. Yeah, so how we arrange money for tourists and students from another country? So,
please repeat again. How we
arrange our money for us tourists and students from another country in Russia? So, as for example, I want to come to Russia, but how I manage my money for as a tourist and student?
How much money you must spend to visit Russia?
No, I mean manage.
Manage? Bank cards or bank notes?
So it means that I guess like for example, there is a student who wants to like say, let's say go for vacation to Russia, and then and then he or she is a student, and I think she asked about how to manage the money to, I think, to be able to live well in Russia. I think it depends on how much money you get.
Yes, Russia may give you a lot of opportunities to spend your money, but as a tourist, as a cultural tourist who wants to visit some famous sites or sightseeing or old cities, it's not really expensive. For example, one tour from St. Pete to old palace of our king might cost you maybe $50. So it's not really expensive, I guess. But I don't know about prices in your country really. But for Russia, $50 to one day guide, one day tour, it's okay. But you may keep it in mind that because of distances in Russia, if you want to visit one city and then another, you have only one opportunity to get there quick. It is a plane. And planes, I mean, aircraft tickets here in Russia cost a lot.
So I think the main cost is for the flight itself, right?
Yes.
Especially from Indonesia. From Indonesia to Russia will be that far.
Yeah.
And of course, it will be so costly.
Before pandemic, to get from Moscow to Bali, I don't remember about direct flight, but separated flight cost around $800.
$800. Okay, let me count.
Two sides.
That will be, oh, that is for, okay, for two-way. So it's like 12 million. 12 billion rupiah.
Side to side,
right.
just for one ticket.
Ah, right, I see. And then you told us that for, let's say, for the daily costs for one day, it costs like $50 in a day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Kinda.
so yeah, $50, let's say in Indonesian rupiah is going to be like 750,000 per day. So that is, I mean, like in Indonesia, I think we can live for maybe 10 days. You know that the living cost here is quite cheap.
So it happened like that. We have only two really developed cities in Russia, Moscow and St. Pete. And Moscow, it is a capital, and capital always way more expensive to live and to have any touristic activities than other cities and places. And St. Pete too, it is the second biggest city in Russia, and because of that, prices here is higher than in other cities. So, for example, Veliki Novgorod, it is a historical place in Russia, way more cheaper than Moscow or St. Pete. But for example, Sochi is not really historical, but it is a famous city to have vacation, and because of that, prices here really high, because a lot of people go there and trying to have their vacation and their activities. Because of a high concurrency between people, prices going to rise. But other cities, I don't know. I was more abroad than in Russia. It's strange because I lived there in Russia for 30 years, but I have visited more places abroad in other countries than in Russia. In Russia, I just visited only 5 or 6 cities, really, because I am more interested to visit other countries and other nations, to talk with them, to speak with them, to know other culture, other way of life.
That's interesting. Okay, well, how is it, Ayun?
Yes, that was wow. Thank you, Mr. for the answer.
Okay, thank you, Ayun, for the questions. Okay, I'll give the opportunity for other students, please. You may raise hand, or teachers as well. You can also raise hand for asking questions, please. Come on. If there is no one, if there is no one who wants to ask questions, then I'm going to play the wheel of names. Okay, so those who are named, then yeah, who are chosen to ask questions, and then yeah, they will ask questions. Okay, but one more time, I'll give opportunity. Those who wants to ask questions, Danila, please, you may raise your hand. Anyone, please? No one? All right. So I will check again. Okay, well, actually, the students have prepared some questions, but I'm afraid that some of students are too shy to ask questions. So now in this way, I'm gonna let the students ask. Okay, wait a second, let me. Okay, I'm sharing the wheel of names at the moment. Can you see it? Not yet?
I see. Oh, yeah. Now I see it.
Okay, now you can see it. Okay. Okay, guys. Now, these are names of students of grade 11, actually. And then I'm going to whose name is mentioned here. You can ask questions, okay, based on the questions who have already asked, like Sultan, Ekfada, Liko, and Ayun. Then you may, if you want, you can ask another questions, or if not, then we can skip because you have asked. Okay, ready, guys? So I'm going to spin now. Let's see. Are you? Ayun, are you gonna ask another questions or we just skip you?
Yeah, but I'm sorry. I think your
Ayun?
connection. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
I have question, Miss.
my
Another
connection?
please.
Yes, Miss.
Is my connection okay? Okay. Wait.
Okay.
Okay. What about now? Can you hear me? Is my
Yes,
connection
I can.
okay now?
Yes. Yes, it's
Oh, okay. You
better.
can. Okay. So, Ayun, you have another questions?
Yeah, but I'm not really sure about this question. So can I give?
Okay. You want to skip then?
No, I mean like I want to ask, and
Oh, you
I'm
still
not
want to
really
ask?
sure about this question. So yeah, the question is,
Oh, no problem.
oh, okay. So the question is how people Muslim find halal
Okay, you
food.
can ask.
Uh, yeah, the question is how people Muslim find halal food in mosque in Russia.
So we have a different religions in Russia,
In
and we
Russia.
have.
Okay.
You see, I'm a guess that you must turn off Wheel of Names to have a bad while with us. So about Muslims and religions in Russia, we have several religions in Russia, but main one is Christian religion. But we have a big, not how to say, a lot of people who support Muslim religion, and we have even regions who support Islam. And yes, people with your religion can live in Russia and have community of Muslims in Russia. And we are Russians, we are tolerant to any religion in the world, because during USA we were taught to be tolerant to any religion and to any, peaceful activity.
Okay, so I guess that you know that Muslims usually eat halal food, which is called as
It is available everywhere. In a big city,
available.
you may go to farmer shop or just to supermarket and have and see shelves where it is written halal food, or for Muslims, or for this period when you must eat only a different, only special food. I don't know this term, but you might find it almost everywhere in a big city. In Novosibirsk, in St. Pete, Moscow, Kazan. Kazan is a Muslim city, and in other regions too.
Okay,
All right.
yeah, please.
So it is kind of easy, right? It's quite easy
Yeah.
to find
Yeah.
halal food. It's available like in most places in Russia. Right. Okay, that's great. Okay, so Ayun, if you want to visit Russia, don't worry. You can get the food easily.
Okay, thank you.
And I think I've told Danila too that I mean, like that Muslims usually don't eat pork. So we try to find food which doesn't have pork in it. Yeah, or alcoholic things. Okay. All right. So let's give opportunity to others who wants to ask. Okay, or wheels of names. All right. I see. So, or shall we use the wheels of names again? I think we still have 9 more minutes. Okay, Miss Elsa, could you please help me with the wheels of names? All right. Okay, is that?
Lamis.
Lamis, okay. Thank you. Lamis, please ask your questions.
Yes, hello.
Come on,
Um, my name is Lamise. So, hold on, I forgot. What was I gonna ask again? Oh my god, I'm nervous. Hold on, we just shut up. Let me think. Okay. Okay, wait. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. Okay. So I'll ask a different question. I read online about Russia, and it said that Russian students are taught not to smile. And then I just wanted to know if that is true or not. Is that true?
So about smiling, why Russian people do not smile everywhere? Because we are smile only for people who we know. And for example, if I don't know you, I will not smile to you because I don't know you. It's our being. And if I know people, of course I will smile to him. And we are not taught to not to smile. We're taught to smile for people who we know.
Okay, I see.
So let's say if you meet strangers, and then you will not smile to them because you don't know them.
First of all, we must know each other. I mean, even a hug of your hand, it would be enough to smile to each other.
I see.
In Indonesia.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Okay. That's understandable. Yeah. Okay, thank you for your answer. Yeah. Sorry, I'm nervous.
No, that's okay. Pretty fine.
Thank you, Lamis. Thank you, Lamis. No worries, guys. Okay. No worries. Don't be nervous. Okay. Danila is a very nice person. You can see that. Okay. So anyone wants to ask another questions? I guess we can have one more questions. Okay. Because we only have 4 more minutes. Okay. Anyone wants to raise hand to ask questions, or otherwise we will use the wheels of names again. Teachers also can ask. Let me see. Okay, I guess nobody raised hand. I think because more students are shy to speak with the foreigners. Maybe some of them are going to, like, they talk for the very first time to talk with the foreigners. So Yeah, no worries. Don't be afraid. Then don't be shy. Okay, Miss Elsa, could you please help me with the wheels of names again? We will do it one more time.
Senda.
Senda. Okay, Senda here.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, Senda.
Wait. Hello, sir. My name is Senda. I want
Oh,
to.
wait a second, Sen. Wait
Oh.
a second, Senda. I think someone can pin Senda, please. Miss Elsa, please can you please pin Senda? All right, thank you. Okay, so Danila can see. Okay, Senda, you may start now.
Hello, sir. My name is Senda. I want to ask you a question. What should tourists know about tradition or custom in Russia?
Tradition of custom?
Yeah, tradition or customs in Russia. What should tourists know about tradition?
About
Or
custom.
custom.
Yeah.
A weapon, any weapon is not allowed to bring to be brought to Russia. any drugs, any forbidden pills, forbidden animals, and even home pets. As a dog, a cat, or even parrot, you must have special documents, that document which told custom service that it's not dangerous. It was vaccinated and or specially prepared to be transported to Russia, and have a back way restrictions too, about weapons, knives, any dangerous stuff, and drugs and pills too. Yes, and some restrictions about alcohol and home pets too, and wild animals too. So, and some about some ancient stuff, some valuable stuff, and about amount of money in a banknotes which you can bring with you. It is restricted to. But I'm not a custom officer, and I know just because I'm a traveler, and I must know some stuff which I can bring with my with my luggage.
Does it mean that we cannot bring too much money to Russia?
I don't know, $20,000. It is too much or not? I don't know.
That is the maximum?
Maybe. I don't remember. I haven't checked it before class.
All right. Okay, how is it, Senda? Is that what you mean?
Yes, it's enough. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so it's answered your questions, right, Senda? Okay, thank you, Senda, for asking questions. All right, I guess we have 2 more minutes, and then would you like to say something for our students here, or even for the teachers? Okay, as a like closing statement, you can ask, you can say something, please.
So thank you for invitation to this event. It was really interesting experience for me, and it was my first time when I'm talking with students from foreign country, and it was really interesting to listen to your question and to answer them. And guy who asked me about Stalingrad battle, thank you. I was really excited with this question. And thank you for every of you. It was really interesting, and who knows, maybe we will meet each other after a few months if you see we'll organize this meeting again. So thank you and goodbye.
Okay, thank you so much, Danila, and thank you for all your answers. And I believe that like every student here, really enjoy this live talk. And then one thing for sure that it will give us more knowledge, especially about Russia. Yeah? And then I think some students here are really eager to visit Russia. As me, I also want to visit Russia one day. Okay, so thank you so much for your time. And then I'm looking forward to seeing you again, perhaps with all the students. If we have another event, we would like to invite you again for the next event. So thank you so much. But before we close this live talk, let's take a picture together. Okay, so for the students, please put your camera on. Okay, we're gonna take pictures together. Okay, see, thank you for your answer to Danila. It was an honor to talk with you. Okay, that's the chat. Okay. Oh, I think my connection.
Your connection is bad.
Oh, what? Is it my connection? Oh, yeah, I think so. Hello?
Your connection is bad. It's really bad.
It's my
I guess
connection.
because of your broadcasting to YouTube.
Ah, okay. So how is that?
Okay. The others?
Okay. My connection is still bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I'm just freezing. What? Oh yeah. Oh, then I left. Oh my goodness.
Okay. First slide.
Wait. Okay, wait. Let me try.
Oh. Okay. Sudah. Slide.
Wait a minute, yeah. Wait a minute.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Where's Miss Yusi?
Miss Yusi still connect to Zoom.
Just together with you. Miss
Yeah.
Miss Yusi, can you join with?
Hello? Okay, Miss Yusi. Okay, there you are.
Okay, now
Okay, there's two slides. So the first slide we have, yeah, we're taking the first slide. Okay, Mr. Ruri. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The second. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Danila.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Danila,
Miss
for being our guest teacher, our guest speaker. I mean, guest speaker now. You are teaching us. You are teaching us as well. So you are teaching.